Hey guys, what's going on? Good morning from Dhaka, Bangladesh. Welcome back to the channel. Today I plan to do a list for you, but decided to change my topic because this is what I do. I'm very unpredictable and I do thinking on my own. I feel whatever I feel like doing, I want to do. So I already did two fragrance reviews. Please check them out. One is a summer perfume, other one is a little bit like a sweet sexy from Diesel. So third episode, I want to do a morning thoughts episode. Morning thoughts is what I call them because it's morning, 3:30 ish in the morning, and I like this time because it's no noise. If you live in Bangladesh and if you live near any schools, okay, your morning will start with horrible honking and all the screaming, and then the construction next building. People are dragging stuff. I mean, it's a very noisy country, to be honest, and people live very close to each other. So there's no space, there's no much of privacy or whatever you want, peaceful and quiet. This is not what you're going to get here. Even on weekends at 9 a.m., people start hammering the walls and stuff. Yeah, this is what they do. Absolutely no manners. So yeah, I think the problem for me is this. Like I grew up here until I was 17. I was fine until that time. But when I moved overseas, I could learn that people can live nicely in their own space. Nobody comes without any notice. And you can just be absolutely peaceful and quiet, do whatever you want. You watch a movie, you can work out, you can do videos, you do whatever you want. People don't bother you unless you're doing a crime. But outside you have a proper parking, nice restaurants, cinema. People don't harass you for your car. Bangladesh, you take out your car, you are in trouble. If you have a car, you are in trouble. Police disturb you like anything. And this is people who live in Bangladesh, they know. And a lot of this corruption and everything. So I don't want to go there. Let's talk about the topic. First topic I want to talk about is I did this thing before. Don't show love. Love will get you killed. Okay. And I am inspired from that movie, Get Rich or Die Trying by 50 Cent. So this is one of his movies that I really, really like. I watched it many times. I like kind of like action movies. I like movies that involve cars, like a little bit of gangsterism, and there's a story of someone, rising and then their growth. So that's a very nice movie. Like 50 Cent, music is nice, but that movie is awesome. So that movie had a lot of emotional parts, and I just love some of the parts I love is that buying that Mercedes with the bag full of money. If you've seen the movie, you would know. If you haven't, please watch that film. So this is one part. He is one of his mentors when he was young. They do like some illegal businesses, right? So then he was showing it to 50 Cent and says, "Don't show love. Love will get you killed." And then in the end, he says the same thing to his mentor when he tried to stop 50 Cent from being rich and successful. So in the end, it's like a very sad ending, but there was a lot of like lines. So I like this line: "Don't show love. Love will get you killed." And this applies in everywhere today, not my country only. Anywhere, you guys know that you cannot love anybody. And I'm not talking about you being a guy loving a girl or whatever. I'm saying as a brother, as a friend, you meet someone, you think you want to trust because we are social animals, right? And something happened to me recent times. I think I'm very disturbed, and I don't like people. I don't like people at all. Anybody. I don't like anybody. I don't like talking to people. I feel like it's a waste of time. And I recently closed one of my pages in Facebook, which is called Perfume Marketplace Bangladesh. Almost 40,000 members there. And it was very happening. People are exchanging their fragrances. I was happy to help. But what I understood from this running these pages, I was doing it pro bono. Like what I mean by that is doing it for free. I was not charging anybody anything. And what happened was when you get things for free, your nature becomes like we say in Bangladesh like this: if you let someone sit, they want to lie down, so they're so spoiled. Once they lie down, they want to, do other stuff. So I sort of realized one thing: you cannot show love, you cannot be nice, you cannot be, like this. There is a certain thing it says in English, like it says, this is why you cannot have nice things. This is why we cannot have nice things, or they cannot have nice things. Not everybody deserves everything. Let's say smartphones, very nice technology, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube. These are all good platforms. People can make content, make videos, and they can earn money. Unfortunately, many people, uneducated, filthy people, they don't understand. They're not educated. So they are corrupted. They are just like not civilized. So they use it in wrong ways, and then they ban TikTok in certain countries. Why? Because people are making cringe-worthy videos, right? So what I'm trying to say is, you know, I tried loving. I'm not saying these people in Bangladesh, because a lot of people who are good, majority are good, but there's also a huge amount of people who are corrupted, and they take you for granted. If you're nice, polite, smiling, they think, oh, this person is so stupid. This person can be easily used, and he's not going to say a thing. I'll give you one short story. I don't know if he's going to watch it. It's about one person that I'm dealing with, and it really, really pissed me off recent times. I buy watches, right? You guys saw I have a little bit of watch collection. I buy mostly Casios, Seiko, and these kind of brands are homages like Pagani design, whatever feels like, like I have a, like I would not say I'm an enthusiast. I like basically what to show you. Like I like watches that has, something that speak to me, like this kind of watches. This is a very cheap brand, Skemi, but this is a homage to one of the old watches which I really like. It has a nice light as well. So price is not the only factor. I like things because I like going to certain shops because they make me feel like home. And I not only discounts, I like going there, having a tea, chit chat with them. But sometimes not everybody don't understand its value. Okay, I recently pre-ordered a watch, and I realized one thing. This guy I thought was a nice guy, he is not that nice. He's been ignoring my messages, and he just does these things, and he thinks he's super smart, and I don't understand. He's a young fellow and he works at a shop. He doesn't make much money, but I gave them a lot of business, and I'm one of those guys that I keep going to the shop. Casios, I have a number of Casios I bought. I don't think many people buy that many Casios. So I have a good relationship with, they have three staff, and I sometimes have lunch with them. This is what I like because I genuinely like those people. One of this like a bit elder gentleman, I call him uncle. There's a young boy who is sitting on the counter. He's a very nice kid. He's very young, still studying. The other one that really, really bothered me is I liked him the most. He was very good looking guy. And also not because of that. I liked him because he's a very smart guy. He knows about watches, and he's been nice to me, kind to me, and helpful. So we can trust each other. I can trust him. He can trust me. If I leave my phone with them, wallet, nothing's going to happen. Or if he send me something, I'll pay. There's no issue with trust. But recently I pre-ordered something, and I felt like he kind of, used me for generating a little bit more money. And this is the problem in the world. When you are driven by need, many of your morals will not work. Your conscience will not work because all you'll see is money. Even for a little bit of money, you'll do that. The rich people, politicians, the businessmen, they do in a different scale, and their amount of sin is just unbelievable. How they simply steal money from the bank, they borrow and never pay back, and they ride very expensive cars. This is what happens in third world country. Many people are extremely rich, and some people are very poor. Some of our Bangladeshis have properties worth billions overseas: Dubai, Malaysia, Singapore. These are where they sort of like send the money, and people who actually are the stakeholders of the bank, or maybe the customers of the bank, they go to a bank and they want to withdraw $200. They cannot do it because they don't have any money in the bank. Some of the banks, not all, but this is what's happening. So you see, need, when you're driven by need, it kills many of your morals. Because if you are rich, I don't want to say it in a different way, I don't want to judge you. Let's say you are thinking I'm not rich, and Joy is like judging me. I'm not judging you. If you're okay, you have been growing up in a family or environment where you are well brought up, they taught you good manners. At the same time, you never had to see poverty, you never had to see hardship, and you always got your food, nutrition. You don't have to steal, right? Like many people, why people steal? I stole when I was a kid, okay, from my dad's purse, because I want to buy a kite. I used to fly kites. It's going to sound very funny. Kites, kites. So you have a string and you just fly kites, right? And I was so sometimes I go through phases. I was so into flying kites, listening to music, reading books, playing sports, and I wanted to buy all the kites, all sort of design. And we have this kind of thing that you use to fly the kite. I don't know what you call it. We call it like a latai. I don't know what's called in English. So the kind of like the thing that holds the strings, right? And I wanted to buy the best one because I used to fly kites and play with other, like, we used to have this whole community of flying kites. We used to play like who's gonna defeat other one. And once I stole money, like it was $5 or something, and he caught me and he beat me up. And I was like very angry that I said, when I ask you, you don't give me anything. And he never gave me like, because he was having a hard time. He was working for very low pay. Only time we used to get, I'm telling you frankly, brother to brother, I came from middle class family. I used to get new shoes, new clothes once a year. That is the Eid. And second time would be my birthday. Maybe I get a perfume or just a shoe or a watch. So my life was not very rich. So I used to be very upset all the time. I used to be very upset when I saw my friends who had nice clothes, they had nice toys, those games. I used to go to my friend's house to play those games, Sega, whatever you call those, like, video games. And they would be like welcoming me, no problem. But when I grew up, I just realized, sometimes you feel needy. Like I want that. If my friend has it, I also want it. And then I used to force them, like I used to get, I want it, otherwise I'll not go home. I'll go to a shop, I'll just go like, I want this toy. I made him pay one day. I would not leave the shop. It was expensive. He got it for me because I was very sick for a very long time. So this, what happened with me is that I cannot tell you that I'm very proud of it. When I stole money from my dad's purse to buy a kite or a toy or buy ice cream, these things are very bad. And it teaches you one thing or two, that like when you get caught, you feel very, you feel very bad. But nowadays people's shame level has gone down so bad, people don't feel sad or bad anymore. They get upset, they get frustrated. When you caught a girl or your partner or a guy cheating, they're going to be upset. Why did you catch me? Who told you to come here? You make me very, very embarrassed. See, the person has no shame. This is the whole era of shamelessness. People get caught and you have to feel upset, that why did I catch that person? I feel guilty right now. And you have to be like paying her money for emotional damage. Ridiculous. So what I'm trying to say is, this is all connected. So let's say, I'll tell you another story. Let's say I like to help out poor people here, the rickshaw pullers, or maybe the beggars. And I look for people who are genuine beggars, because Bangladesh has a lot of beggars. You go India, Bangladesh, everywhere, people will just come. You stand somewhere, they'll like, give me something. So not everybody is a genuine beggar. Some young people, just professional beggars, just very corrupted people. But I help out like visually disabled or disabled people or old people mostly, like who cannot work, who cannot buy. Then I give them big money so they can buy food, okay, or something like it. But you see, many of these corrupted people, they lie. They say, I have this rickshaw pullers. They say, mama means like uncle. They call us mama. And they say, can you lend me some money? I'm very poor, I'm struggling. And you look at them and you know that they're smoking stupid things and they do stupid habits, and they don't need the money for anything serious. They need the money for, like abusing those things, like materials, what they smoke and stuff. And when I see them, more and more, you see your trust level is going to go away slowly, and your sympathy from people go away. And it's all come down to money nowadays because of that poverty. So you see how they're all linked. When people are always after you, they like you because you give them money. They like you, obviously. You give them nice things, they'll like you. Moment you take away their nice things, they will hate you, they'll bash you, and even they will try to take your life. This is what happens in Bangladesh. They will demand things from you which is under you. It's nothing to do with them. They will say, I want to take your page, I want to buy something from you, I want to sell something. You say no, and they will take it seriously, and they will just literally finish you. This is what's happening right now. People take people's lives because of an affair. Let's say I just saw a news few days back. This is a crime. One person was found, under a bridge. Obviously, he has been a victim. And because why? Because the family of the girl, did this to him and did horrible things. I don't want to go into details because it's not good for YouTube. But why did they do this crime? Because they were in love, and that the family of the girl, they forcefully married this girl to someone else because they didn't want this boy to marry her. And once they got to know about them, they just finished this guy just like that. No enforcement, no police. You take law in your own hands. This is what's happening in Bangladesh, and I'm very scared all the time. Not because of my life. Obviously, I'm gonna die one day, but the amount of mishaps here, it's so bad. You cannot feel like loving anybody. Okay. And second thing I want to say, I have another thing. Do not pretend. Okay. And I want to be very specific. Many of you feel that to be socially accepted, you have to pretend to be something that you're not. Okay. Sometimes you go with profile pictures, or you take a picture with someone in your friend's car or some unknown guy's car, and you just put a picture of the BMW, whereas you just don't have any car at all, and you just post it and say, hey, check out my new ride, trying to impress girls or something. You know what's going to happen with you? You're going to lose your self-respect, you're going to lose your values and confidence. Whenever you go, you feel like lying all the time, and if you say one lie, you have to say so many more lies. Let's say you go and brag and show off like, hey, and that's where you go to have dinner. We go to five-star places, and you ask them like, where do you go? And they say, I went there, this, and you ask them like, how much do you have to pay? And they say something that doesn't match, and you know that they're lying. Liars are the worst and the most weak people in the world, no matter how powerful they are or maybe how rich they are. When you see someone lying, you immediately do not respect that person. So I would humbly request, I mean, you cannot cheat. You can cheat everybody. If you want to be a cheat, you can be a bad guy. You can cheat the whole world, but you cannot cheat two people. Two. One is almighty. So if you, some of you don't believe, it's okay, I respect you. If you believe in other things, science, okay, but I believe in superpower. Whatever is your god, I respect everybody's god, I respect everybody's religion. The second thing is you yourself. You, when you lie, one day, you can fool everybody. Let's say you did a big crime, you did a big heist, nobody could catch you, you're so smart. But you cannot tell anybody that what you did was a bad thing, and one day you'll feel guilty. You look at the mirror and you're like, I'm a bad person, and then you feel like confessing that. And that point, you will not feel good. Okay, so you cannot cheat yourself. You know why? Let's say I do walk every day. Last story, then I'll finish. Because I always mostly am unfit, because my immune system is so bad. I try to walk every day, at least 1.5 hour. I push myself at somehow high heat, humidity, doesn't matter. I walk, and I have my phone. I have a Samsung Health S Health, so that I can count. They can count the steps and how much calorie burn. So it's kind of like a reference how much you have walked every day. I like seeing that stats. Let's say you give that phone to someone else and make them walk for you. Is it going to help you anyway? You can show the status to the world. Hey man, I walked 7,000 steps. But actually, in reality, you didn't walk. Someone else walked for you. And you're just showing it to feel better. People will be like, wow, such a fit guy, such a fit freak for fitness. But in reality, you didn't do the walk. Your heart is blocked and you are, you know that you didn't lose any weight. How do you feel? You just cheated yourself. So think of it like that. When you lie to people, when you cheat yourself for making others happy or make yourself look good, is it a good thing? Most important thing is integrity. No matter how much you make fun of me and everything, I try to live by this little bit. When I do my work, I try to keep my word. When I say I'll deliver tomorrow, I'll deliver tomorrow, no matter storm, no matter whatever, even if I'm sick. Because it's not your word that counts. What counts? Your reputation. It takes years to build. How you built it? Day by day, one work, second delivery, another shop, new business. You were never successful in the beginning. You had to work your way up, right? And you want to be recognized as a reviewer, whatever icon. It didn't happen in one day. And if you do wrong things, it can go away in one day. So achieving something is tough. Keeping it, your integrity and your good name, goodwill, it's even tougher. So remember Matrix. With higher responsibility comes higher, no, higher power comes higher responsibility, something like that, right? Neo and uh, oh man, what's his name? Lawrence Fishburne. What was his character? Sorry, you guys know what I'm talking about. So a lot of things that I said, but I realized I see people, and these are from real life. You can change your life a little bit different when you're in pain. Do not show the world smiling, and do not cheat yourself. If you feel sad, because you can share your sadness or your pain with someone, find someone where you can share it. Do not finish yourself day by day. Do not cheat yourself. It's not worth it. Okay, and do not lie to people for getting their approval. You don't have to. People don't matter. In the end of the day, your well-being that matters, your happiness that matters. Okay, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully I could make some sense and just share a few things. These things are bothering me. That's why I'm staying away from people, because most of the people are very, very upsetting, and who you really thought were your friends and everything, they bother you the most, and they are not well wishers. Choose your friends very carefully. Okay, and always watch them from different perspective. When you're in pain, what do they do? If you are suffering, if they're enjoying this, a lot of people are like that. And in our life, these are the people who are surrounding us. They look like our fans, but they're not. Take care. Good night from Dhaka, Bangladesh. Thanks for watching this far. Love you all. Bye bye.